Well, here we go again.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
I'm back. Chelsea have signed Tyler Adams. We've got the Here We Go from Fabrizio Romano, so I want to talk about that in the very short amount of time that I uploaded the previous video today and today. Apparently, Liverpool were bidding on Caicedo, or put in a bid that was increased more than Chelsea, and that has since been proven to be fake news. A lot has happened in between these videos. In this morning's video, I talk about Kepa looking like he'll go to Brighton, Robert Sanchez becoming first choice at Chelsea. Chelsea did bid for Romeo Lavia, so we'll look, that's something as well. Lots of other stuff. I do urge you to go check out this morning's video to hear my reflection on that stuff. But we're back, and we're going to talk about Tyler Adams. We're going to look at the stats and why we should be excited about this new new Captain America. American owners keeping a Captain America, captaining the US men's national team. I'm actually a big fan of him. He speaks very well. We'll talk about that a little bit more in just a moment. Yeah, before we talk about Tyler Adams, Ben Jacobs, CBS reporter, tweeting this: Liverpool have not placed an offer for Moises Caicedo. There's a lot of Caicedo-Lavia games going on. Liverpool have always indicated that they like Caicedo, but not his price tag. Well, Ben, I feel the same. That's why they didn't bid in January either. Of course, January is when Arsenal were looking at him and Chelsea were considering him. Nothing formal tabled to date as far as I understand. Bang. Ben Jacobs pretty much pouring cold water on the Liverpool stories there. I mean, this is conflicting. Matt Law said, I mean, what's Matt Law up to? He was kind of out saying that there's been a bid done. In fact, I'm going to actually look at this live now while I speak to you. Yeah, he's done a story on it as well. So this is really, really interesting. This is the battle of the journalists. So he's literally said, Matt Law, Liverpool have outbid Chelsea, but then Ben Jacobs has come out and said that's since not the case. But Matt Law wrote, Liverpool have made a late attempt to hijack Chelsea's move for Moises Caicedo. Is this fake news that Matt Law's report? Has he been misinformed? Chelsea have been in pole position all summer and have had multiple bids rejected, of course 4 bids, but Liverpool's offer, which is understood to exceed Chelsea's latest bid, could derail Chelsea's attempt. Is this true? Of course, Chelsea have bid 48 million for Romeo Lavia. Liverpool have had a 45 million pound bid rejected. Who to believe, Matt Law or Ben Jacobs? I think this is just mind games. Personally, I think it's late in the window. This is probably some sort of briefing from Brighton. Maybe saying, look, let's get the deal done. Liverpool have done a bid and it's more than you. One thing that's for sure that's going around the headlines is Caicedo would prefer Chelsea to Liverpool. Now, Liverpool fans probably wouldn't accept that because, they're in the Europa League, they're in Europe, aren't they? But they're a, big club, Anfield, and, all this kind of stuff. But he's been sold on the project. He wants to partner Enzo. It makes sense. So we'll watch how that story develops. I don't necessarily believe there's a chance he's going to turn up at Liverpool. Ben Jacobs, like I said, pouring cold water on Matt Law's article just, minutes after or whatever. Not that long after at all. Crazy, really. But anyway, we've got the Here We Go from Fabrizio Romano for Tyler Adams. Before we look at his stats, let's just read what Simon Johnson was written on The Athletic. We've since got the Here We Go. So Chelsea are doing a deal, closing in on a deal to sign Leeds midfielder Tyler Adams. The Athletic reported on Monday that Chelsea was set to step up their interest in Adams this week, having previously considered a move for him, whose contract has a release clause in for £20 million in the region of. That is a relegation release clause. Leeds got relegated. Chelsea are now set to activate that release clause and schedule a medical, with the personal terms in the club not being an issue. Never is. Coming to Leeds to Chelsea, personal terms are never an issue. We will talk more on I'll give you my opinion just after this. Of course, our midfield target is Caicedo, and we're still trying to sign him. Chelsea have seen 4 offers rejected for him. There's also, of course, the news of the £48 million recent bid Chelsea have made for Romeo Lavia this week. Adams, who has previously drew interest from Aston Villa, joined Leeds from RB Leipzig last summer and played 24 times as they suffered a relegation to the Championship. But his numbers are good, and he's a good CDM, nothing fancy. Adams sustained a hamstring injury. Well, it wouldn't be Chelsea if we weren't looking at an injured player. But he should be ready to go soon, I believe. He was ever present. He was present at Ellen Road recently. Chelsea have, of course, sold and released, loaned loads of midfielders. Not loaned, but the midfielders have left Chelsea. Now, before we look at his stats, I think this is a great signing. I really do. Think of the great Chelsea of old. We had captains in all positions at Chelsea. And he is a leader. He is a captain. I've referenced on the channel before. I like how he speaks. He speaks very well in media for the United States men's national team. Don't know why that's difficult for me to say. He does present himself very well. And he's like... I listen to like Nick Villaney and Brandon Busby on the London is Blue podcast because they're, of course, big Chelsea fans, great podcast. But, of course, they are USA fans as well. And they speak about this guy as like this sort of all-in, bleed for the cause kind of guy. And he's a leader. That's what we need, man. And he's the kind of get the ball and give it to someone to do something and just keep running. And that's the kind of guy you want to put next to Enzo Fernandez. Get the ball, give it to your partner, and keep running about, baby. And the fact how he is a leader, he speaks so well, is so important, I think. Especially, he's not like, he'll be the senior midfielder, by the way. I know he's only 24, but he will be the senior midfielder. And he is, like I said, captain material, so... Not for Chelsea captain. We've got one of those, and I suppose I should absolutely take a moment here to pivot and reference Reece James. Mr. Chelsea becoming captain. It was inevitable at this point. I did think there was a chance maybe Thiago Silva than Reece James. I can't remember if I mentioned it in this morning's video. I have a feeling I didn't, but because I think I did it on my Instagram. I was talking about it at Football Yannick. If you want to follow me on Instagram. I do a lot of interactive stuff there. So Reece James, quiet, softly spoken guy, which doesn't really scream Chelsea captain, but no one exudes Chelsea. You won't get one Chelsea fan upset with this decision. He is Chelsea, 17 years at Chelsea. He's an absolute beast. He's, he has the respect. He has, as the kids kind of like to say, he has the streets. You got Rafael Leao, Vinicius Jr. all like bromancing with him because they feel like he's the best they've ever faced in the terms of opposition. He's a titan. He's Chelsea. He is Capitano. Right, back to Tyler Adams then. So yes, I think it's important how he's a leader. How also they've got their American, haven't they? They lost the American owners. They get another American back. They will be happy with that. Let's have a look then. This is his transfer marked quickly. So he is 24 years old, which is young, but he will be our senior midfielder. He has played right back and right midfield, interestingly, but so that positionally that style, but his position is a CDM. He is a stopper. He is a destroyer. He's right-footed, and his metrics are really good. Let's have a look. Ding. Right, let's have a look then. So, this is what you want, baby girl. Look at this is what you want from your CDM. 3.7 tackles per game, 99th percentile. Dribblers tackled, so it doesn't stop. You can't run past me. 2.05, 99th percentile. He doesn't pass offside, literally, because he'll give the ball to Enzo to do stuff like that. He's not going to muck about with that. He's going to do his job and be a CDM. Tackles in the defensive third, percentage of dribblers tackled, and passes blocked, all in the 98th percentile. And of course, this is coming in the last year, which of course is Premier League football. The sample size. This is an incredibly good signing. Blocks, tackles and interceptions, tackles won, ball recoveries, dribbles challenge, tackles and look, man, when you look at CDM, they're like, yeah, he's good at this and that, but this is literally like everything you want from a central defensive midfielder. He tackles, he blocks, he stops dribblers, he's 98th percentile for passes blocked. This guy is the engine. Like, to be honest, like looking at his stats, I knew he had really good stats prior to, showing you this now and looking at this. But, if you said to me, right, you can't sign Caicedo, whatever, I'd probably be happy with starting Tyler Adams next to Enzo. He's young enough to get better. He's just do that. What you see on the screen, right? What you're seeing on the screen, do that. Let Enzo do his thing. Let Nkunku, whoever's playing in the 10, do his thing. And just give the ball to whoever. Of course, let's have a look at his passes. Passes attempted short. I mean, I don't know what his passing metrics are, if they're very good, but really just stop transitions. That's all we need you to do. Incredible, really. This is a really good signing, mate. It's 20 million quid. It's nothing for Chelsea. This is the kind of money we spend on like Brazilian or South American kids and send them off to Strasbourg. Do you know what I mean? So for a Premier League proven, those stats are from a Premier League sample size, playing an erratic mental team as well. Stick him in the Chelsea midfield. Look, I'm not saying he's going to start, right? Because he costs 20 million and he's bought from Leeds who got relegated. But those very good numbers. Those are very, very good numbers, and I'm not against it, bro. I actually think it's pretty good. So we got the here we go. Of course, the stories are developing. Tyler Adams in the door. Then we've got possibly Caicedo and Mary Lavia. I don't know what's happening there, but an attacker still. So keep it locked. Thank you for subscribing and hitting the bell. I appreciate you liking the video as well. I can't commit to doing multiple videos a day like I was doing before because it was a bit overwhelming for me. But when I feel the buzz to do so, I will do it like now. So thanks, guys. See you in a bit.